I was in the middle of learning to play guitar. Anyway, so over the weekend, the No Kings protest occurred. I'm not quite sure what they were trying to accomplish. I will say they were successful in getting enough people out there to actually do something that mattered. I'm surprised they had that many people actually show up, which is, hey, I guess that's good. I don't know for them, but whatever. I don't get the protest. Trump's never really said he's a king, and I don't think these people are smart enough to understand when he's trolling them when he says he's running for a third term. I don't get it. I mean, do you not realize that Trump is messing with you? He's pushing your buttons because you're emotional, crazy people? I'm sorry, but you guys are. You think he's a threat to democracy, yet he wins an election to become the president? And even when he was really sure that he'd won, and there's some debate as to whether he did in 2020, he still didn't take over. He said, well, I guess I can't prove it. And then he left. Do kings do that? Do kings just say, well, I guess I lost. I'm going home. Huh? Really? And you also chose the one, I know you chose his birthday because it's his birthday, but really, it was the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army, so it kind of makes you guys look like, jerks. I mean, let's think about it here. You're going to pick the one day to celebrate the U.S. Army, the people that gave this country freedom, and you're going to be like, oh, let's just ruin their day. Yeah, that'll make you a lot of fans. You know what it sounds like? A bunch of rich people who want to complain. But to be fair, I know people who were there. Not everybody's rich, I guess. But it sure sounds that way. A bunch of entitled, spoiled brats. That's what I think. I will never understand why people will choose days like that and just be like, oh, let's take the fun out of something that's awesome. I mean, the U.S. Army's. I have friends in the U.S. Army. It's great. It's not as good as the Air Force, but sorry. But moving on from that, you then have the ICE protests in Los Angeles going on right now, and that's even worse. I can't imagine what they're trying to accomplish there, other than draw attention to people who are supposed to be sent back. Now, I've said before, I don't necessarily agree with Trump's immigration policy, but it is policy. It is the law. He's not the only president who's deported people, and none of you guys ever protested then. How many people did Obama deport? Let's find out here. Hold on. I'm going to find out. How many people did Obama deport? Let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. Wow. That's pretty good for formally removing people. Trump's kind of skipping a little things along the way here. During President Barack Obama's 2 terms, he removed 3.1 million non-citizens. You came here, you break the law. I'm sorry, you're not supposed to be here. Go back, file the right paperwork. I know it's a pain. Our system kind of sucks. It needs to be fixed, but it doesn't mean you get to bypass it. It's not fair to those that did the work, filed the paperwork, paid the taxes, and came here. Now, if I was president, I wouldn't be deporting people like that. I think it's just a waste of resources. But that's just my opinion. I can't blame Trump for enforcing the law. That is the law. Let's see. What's the number difference, though? Maybe Trump has deported far more. Probably has. His first term, he removed 1.5 million. We haven't really got enough numbers yet for the second term. Wow. This is all according to the AI. Huh. Vox even says, one of the highlighted articles from Vox says, Trump is deporting way fewer people than Obama did. Why? This was June 7th. This is this morning. They said they call President Barack Obama they reference a nickname people gave him called the Deporter in Chief. He has the 21st century deportation record. Yeah, that is amazing. So I didn't see you guys protesting Obama when he was deporting people. He was sitting in the back home. Was like, hey, you're not supposed to be here. Why didn't you say anything then? Why didn't you have protests against the king? It's because he's black. It's because he's a Democrat. I'll be honest. The man is charismatic. He can get people to follow him. That's why he won 2 terms. That's why Trump won 2 terms. They're charismatic leaders who get attention and get people to listen to them. I think Obama, no offense to Trump, I like Trump a lot. Obama speaks better, I think, than Trump does. I don't like Obama's mostly policies, but he's a very, very good public speaker. Although I think in his old age, he's starting to show. Starting to make a few more gaffes than he used to. Definitely bad takes. Might have cost Kamala the election. Scolding people to go vote for the home team or else you're bad and not good enough. You know, those kind of things don't go over well. Let me see if there's anything else in this article here. I pull it up. There's not a whole lot really to see, so I'm just going to kind of go through it here. Yeah. They report that none of the let's see, hold on. Trump has launched workplace immigration raids across California, spurring mass protests in LA, which is what we're talking about. National Guard he's used. He's urging people to self-deport. He thinks, the article says, none of that has been enough to match Obama's pace of deportations. Is it deportations or deportations? I sound fancy when I say day. Something that has reportedly frustrated Trump. He's increased them in April, but not matched Obama's number. He's only beaten Biden. Wow. They're not sure if Trump can maintain that momentum. He's having issues with probably deporting more. Honestly, Trump's on the edge. I think, let's see. In a recent post on Truth Social, he's torn about deporting farm workers and hotel workers after speaking with industry leaders who said his policies were, quote, taking very good, long-time workers away from them, with those jobs being almost impossible to replace. In the same post, he vowed changes are coming. Look, it is against the law to come into this country without, the right legal paperwork, the right legal way. There's a reason for that. It's to maintain our culture, to an extent. It's to maintain our institutions. We can't take a large influx of people in without increasing the tax revenue. And if you're here illegally, you're not really paying a whole lot on taxes. You're like, well, we pay sales tax. No, that's not enough. One, that goes to your state and local governments. It does not go to the federal government. And most of the benefits we're talking about are federal. You're not paying state income tax usually. Now, you pay taxes on a lot of things when you buy things. You have personal property taxes, things like that. They may be paying that. I don't know. They may be doing whatever they can to avoid attention. But when you have people that could at any moment, especially right now, be sent home, they're not going to, rock the boat. They're not going to go, oh, hey, look at me, I'm not here. Or I'm not supposed to be here, I'm not here. Hey, look at me, I'm not here. I like that. That's something that they're not going to do. And what does that give them? It gives them nothing. They are going to sit there, take whatever abuse they can take, and deal with it. Which means they're going to be paid less than minimum wage. When somebody's abusive to them at work, they're not going to say anything. And that's not good. It gives companies a cheap way to get things done with employees who aren't going to complain, file paperwork, sue, or anything like that. Because if they do, they risk people finding out they're not supposed to be here in the first place and send them home. The Democrats are mad for two reasons. The rich ones are mad because they're about to lose their cheap labor force, effectively slave labor. And they've convinced the populace that are under them that they're fighting for the little guy. No, they're fighting for themselves. People always fight for themselves. That's the reason that people are protesting. They're not really fighting for the benefit of the illegal immigrants. They're fighting to make themselves feel like good people. Democrats have often been moralists. And at least in the last 10 years, particularly once Trump came around, they like to think of themselves as the good guy. You know, we're the ones who stick up for the little guy. We're the ones fighting for equality, truth, justice in the American way. Something they'll never say, which is missing from the new Superman movie, I believe. I think that's a sad thing. But anyway, that's what's wrong with them. When you think you're a good person, you're probably not. Once you realize that you're not the hero of your own story, that you're actually the villain, that's when you can really make some changes in your life. You look back and you see all the things you did and you go, you know what, maybe that was a bad idea. Instead of looking back and go, I only did good things and I'm helping good people now. I'm a good person. Be careful. Those kinds of thoughts can make you blind to the truth and reality of some of the bad things you can do and are doing. But hey, what do I know? I'm just some guy on the internet who needs a good shave. My tripod's in the background. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Have a blessed day.